I'm Johnny Price, and this is another of our Talking Head film analyses, where we are not so much concerned with how good a movie might be as we are with the ideas that come out of the movie. Blue Like Jazz, based somewhat on the 2003 bestseller with the same title by Donald Miller, is more of a companion piece to the book, rather than a retelling of his autobiographical account of his search for authentic Christianity during his college years. In fact, the film is strikingly different from the book, in that it is a highly fictionalized account of said search. For example, Donald Miller's mother never did have an affair with, nor get pregnant by, the youth pastor of their church. Directed by Steve Taylor and co-written by Taylor and Miller, and starring Marshall Allman as the young Donald Miller, the film has not been without controversy. There are a lot of Christians who don't like this movie. There are a number of Christians who don't like this movie sight unseen. And a few didn't like the movie before production even began. For example, the executive pastor of Sherwood Baptist Church in Georgia. This is the church that has given us films such as Facing the Giants, Fireproof, and Courageous. He issued an edict to his congregation that if any of them worked on the crew of Blue Like Jazz, they would never work on the crew of any future films that their church made. Now, ironically enough, it was this type of narrow, intolerant, isolationistic Christianity that Miller was trying to free himself of. And the same reasons that people are objecting to the film are the reasons that it has its PG-13 rating. Because you will see the campus life of Reed College, and it is full of older adolescent hedonism. And with that, it has the language and it has the characters doing things that all Christians should disapprove of, and some Christians don't even like their portrayal of. As a story, Blue Like Jazz starts out promisingly enough as a somewhat surreal comedy, moves to a more character-driven comedy, and then ends up on a dramatic note. It is honest enough to raise the questions, both intellectual and existential, that many, if not most, college students face. And they are difficult questions, especially for students who come from environments where such questions are never raised, never addressed. But it doesn't provide any answers. Now, I won't spoil the film by revealing the resolution that Donald Miller comes to. But I will tell you that if you're looking for a film that is going to provide some intellectual exposure to the great questions being wrestled with, you will be greatly disappointed. On the plus side, however, it does highlight John Coltrane and his jazz masterpiece, A Love Supreme. Listen, if you want to see a film that does justice to the struggles people of faith have with their faith, let me encourage you to grab the DVD of the 2011 release of the film directed by and starring Vera Farmiga. It is entitled Higher Ground, and it's a good film. I'm Johnny Price, and this has been another of our Talking Head film analyses.